Your life right now is a reflection of your past thoughts. That includes all the great things, and all the things you consider not so great. Since you attract to you what you think about most, it is easy to see what your dominant thoughts have been on every subject of your life, because that is what you have experienced, until now. Now you are learning the secret, and with this knowledge, you can change everything. Bob Proctor, quote, "If you see it in your mind, you're going to hold it in your hand," end quote. If you can't think about what you want in your mind, and make that your dominant thought, you will bring it into your life. Mike Dooley, author and international speaker, quote, "And that principle can be summed up in 3 simple words. Thoughts become things," end quote. Through this most powerful law, your thoughts become the things in your life. Your thoughts become things. Say this over to yourself and let it seep into your consciousness and your awareness. Your thoughts become things. John Assaraf, quote, "What most people don't understand is that a thought has a frequency. We can measure a thought. And so if you're thinking that thought over and over and over again, if you're imagining in your mind having that brand new car, having the money that you need, building that company, finding your soulmate, if you're imagining what that looks like, you're emitting that frequency on a consistent basis," end quote. Dr. Joe Vitale, quote, "Thoughts are sending out that magnetic signal that is drawing the parallel back to you," end quote. Charles Haanel, 1866 through 1949, quote, "The predominant thought or the mental attitude is the magnet, and the law is that, like attracts like. Consequently, the mental attitude will invariably attract such conditions as correspond to its nature," end quote. Thoughts are magnetic, and thoughts have a frequency. As you think, those thoughts are sent out into the universe, and they magnetically attract all like things that are on the same frequency. Everything sent out returns to the source, and that source is you. Think of it this way. We understand that a television station's transmission tower broadcasts via a frequency, which is transformed into pictures on your television. Most of us don't really understand how it works, but we know that each channel has a frequency, and when we tune into the frequency we see the pictures on our television. We choose the frequency by selecting the channel, and we then receive the pictures broadcast on the channel. If we want to see different pictures on our television, we change the channel and tune into a new frequency. You are a human transmission tower, and you are more powerful than any television tower created on Earth. You are the most powerful transmission tower in the universe. Your transmission creates your life and it creates the world. The frequency you transmit reaches beyond cities, beyond countries, beyond the world. It reverberates throughout the entire universe, and you are transmitting that frequency with your thoughts. The pictures you receive from the transmission of your thoughts are not on a television screen in your living room. They are the pictures of your life. Your thoughts create the frequency. They attract, like things on that frequency, and then they are broadcast back to you as your life pictures. If you want to change anything in your life, change the channel and change the frequency by changing your thoughts. Charles Haanel, quote, "The vibrations of mental forces are the finest and consequently the most powerful in existence," end quote. Bob Proctor, quote, "See yourself living in abundance and you will attract it. It works every time, with every person," end quote. As you think of yourself living in abundance, you are powerfully and consciously determining your life through the law of attraction. It's that easy. But then the most obvious question becomes, why isn't everybody living the life of their dreams? Attract the good instead of the bad. John Assaraf, quote, "Here's the problem. Most people are thinking about what they don't want, and they're wondering why it shows up over and over again," end quote. The only reason why people do not have what they want is because they are thinking more about what they don't want than what they do want. Listen to your thoughts, and listen to the words you are saying. The law is absolute and there are no mistakes. An epidemic worse than any plague that humankind has ever seen has been raging for centuries. It is the don't want epidemic. People keep this epidemic alive when they predominantly think, speak, act, and focus on what they don't want. But this is the generation that will change history, because we are receiving the knowledge that can free us of this epidemic. It begins with you, and you can become a pioneer of this new thought movement by simply thinking and speaking about what you want. Bob Doyle, quote, "The law of attraction doesn't care whether you perceive something to be good or bad, or whether you don't want it or whether you do want it. It's responding to your thoughts. So if you're looking at a mountain of debt, feeling terrible about it, that's the signal you're putting out into the universe. I feel really bad because of all this debt I've got. You're just affirming it to yourself. You feel it on every level of your being. That's what you're going to get more of," end quote. The law of attraction is a law of nature. It is impersonal and it does not see good things or bad things. It is receiving your thoughts and reflecting back to you those thoughts as your life experience. The law of attraction simply gives you whatever it is you are thinking about.